time to look at our very special guest now. He is former Cardinals quarterback Chris Streveler, Sunday Night Streveler, here on Locker Room, 8 years pro between the NFL, the CFL, of course, a stint with the Cardinals. Chris, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining the show.
I'm excited to be here. I appreciate you guys.
We cannot wait. We're fired up to have you this football season. One of the many voices you'll see right here on Locker Room. Chris, we'll just get right to it. More concerning, the defense or the penalties?
Both.
Both.
Look, I mean,
Yes.
the penalties were just at inopportune times, right? They're in the end zone, getting called back out of the end zone on penalties. Defense just unable to get off the field. I thought offensively they actually moved the ball decently. When you look at the box score, it's not that bad, but the 8 penalties, they were just huge at bad times, and that's the separator in NFL games. It's those small things that you can control that when you lose your football games.
Yeah, we heard from Jake, the offense seems to be way ahead of the defense, even without Jacoby Brissett kind of operating things. But what do you see with the potential of Jacoby Brissett getting a full season as the starter here?
I think it's exciting. He played his best football of his career last year, coming in with Mike LaFleur, with Nathaniel Hackett, and getting that coaching. I think he's going to be able to settle in. They've got some great weapons on offense. Marvin Harrison Jr., they got Jeremiah Love, Trey McBride, just name a couple. So I think this offense has a real potential to be explosive, and it's going to continue to get better as the season starts rolling. It'll be a new offense at the start, so they're going to continue to evolve and put things in and put their guys in a position to be successful.
What does Jacoby do well in your eyes?
Well, he's just played a lot of football, so he knows how to manage the offense.
You can't replace that, right? Like that. People should put a huge value on that.
Absolutely. When you're talking about controlling the things that you can control from an offensive perspective, I think he's going to do that. He's got enough arm to make all the throws. He can facilitate the football to their playmakers and make sure everyone's lined up, communicate properly. That's half the game.
Yeah, and obviously some new faces and the coaching staff with Mike LaFleur and Nathaniel Hackett kind of working together to get this thing humming. What can you tell fans about what they bring to the game and how they'll be able to make the most of this roster? Because they've been trying to focus on all the things that don't require talent. So what can they do with the talent they have as well?
Yeah, well, they've got a lot of talent. And right now it's just instilling their culture in that building. You've heard Mike LaFleur talk a lot about great communication. During my time in New York playing with him and Nathaniel Hackett, they're both great teachers, and Mike LaFleur is a great communicator, just a great person. I think one thing that, again, he has emphasized with that team is building relationships with the guys and building the culture that way. I think he's going about it the right way, and I'm excited to see how it plays out at the beginning of the season.
What did you like about playing for Hack back then in New York, and Mike, who was kind of young back then and had some growing to do?
Yeah, and I'm sure he's grown a lot in his time since going out to L.A. Being with Hackett, it was awesome because there's so many iterations of the West Coast offense. His dad, Paul Hackett, was out there with Bill Walsh in San Francisco, so they were kind of the OGs of the West Coast offense. So hearing kind of where the whole offense started and then being able to be with Mike LaFleur, Mike McDaniel in Miami as well, and kind of seeing the iterations of how it grows, I think those two guys combined in that quarterback room is going to bring a lot of value.
Yeah, a lot of people are also looking at 19 out there, Carson Beck, the new guy. He popped off in the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
What do you like about him and his experience, even at the college level? How will that translate in the NFL? Because we've heard it's a different game.
Yeah, well, that's exactly right. He's played a ton of football in college, played at multiple schools, been in multiple systems, and I think whenever you have that experience, it's going to bode well when you come into the NFL and you're learning a new system. I know everyone was all excited about the Hall of Fame game. He played fantastic. At the end of the day, you're not really getting any exotic looks. You're not having to adjust protections or do too much. But what you want to see is clean operation. And that's what he did. They operated clean on offense. He was able to facilitate the football. There weren't any big mistakes. He made some great throws. That's about all you can ask for from a Hall of Fame game, and I'm excited to see how he continues to develop.
Good footwork and mechanics, like that,
No
all the above.
Everything on time, right? That's what you want to see, is going through your reads, and even when things aren't on time, being able to make off-schedule plays. He made some plays with his legs. That's all you can ask for in a game like that.
There we go. We'll get you out of here on this one. Jeremiah Love. The first-round pick everyone wants to see. Battling a little ankle right now, but he should be good to go for week 1. At least it seems that way. Does he jump off the tape to you?
We were talking about it the other day,
Yeah.
and he is electric. What he just did in that short time in the preseason game against the
You're
Raiders,
like, give me more, right?
I'm like, he's hurling dudes. He's getting spin moves going. I mean,
carries, making the most of it.
I'm telling you what, he looks great, and I think everyone's optimistic he'll be ready for week 1.
Yeah. Does he jump off the tape for you? Like, what? I mean,
You can just tell when players
right?
move different and they're explosive. He's got it, whatever it is.
He said that he's working on grounding himself, but he can cut, he can move. What do you think makes Jeremiah Love special in terms of his skill set as a running back?
He can do everything, right? He's not a guy you ever have to take off the field. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He can break through tackles, and he can get you 80 and take it to the house. So when you have a guy like that, that's a great weapon to have on offense.
Absolutely.
You know what, Chris? You used to run like that a little bit too back in the day, right? You just bulldoze people over.
I was head down. I did not have that type of speed and elusiveness.
You didn't get the nickname Streveler the Leveler for nothing.
Come on now. Come on.
Former Cardinals quarterback Chris Streveler here. So you're going to get to know him a little bit later on in the show, too, as well.